Fortissimo Flatfoots want to recover Caitlin and her cash at the party of suspected inspiration vampire Freddy Van Sweeten. The party is divided into 4 ticks of a clock. We rejoin our inspired investigators in the middle of the second tick. Aubrey or Thorne? You said you wanted to go last, Thorne?
If you...
Yeah.
I'm going to go to the area in the back where people can rest after doing demos and sets.
Right.
Presumably where the string quartet was right before they headed out, where their stuff is. And the
sort
cases.
Of a green room setup.
And where the harpsichord player is also going to be.
Who is just lying on a couch with like a cold washcloth on his forehead.
Yeah, I sort of slumped down on a chair nearby. I think Aubrey's still a little bit rattled, but getting a better grip on herself.
He does not acknowledge your presence when you slump down on a chair near him.
Some party, huh?
He kind of takes the cloth off his face and opens one eye to look at you. Puts it back on.
How are you feeling?
I killed it out there.
I heard how you were sounding, but how are you feeling?
Like I left it all out on the field. My dad wanted me to do sports, but I don't think I ever could have done that in tennis.
My dad wanted me to do sports too. You ever played like that before?
Yeah, this year has been special.
Yeah, special good, special bad.
Making the best art of my life special.
For whom?
For Freddy, for Foxglove, for myself, for the world.
It's for yourself, though?
I am so tuned in to what Mozart put on those pages. It is like my soul is flying along the staffs with him. It is... it's like nothing I've ever experienced. I'm so dialed in when I'm playing.
And when you're not, are you doing okay?
What does it matter? This is what life is for.
Life isn't one moment in a story. There's a before and there's an after. Just because you're picking and choosing the beginning and end to be in neat little places doesn't mean that, what's after the happily ever after for you. There's something good, right? That you're making art for yourself and not just for all the rich people here. Sometimes that's what I think about.
Art is for everyone, and I can't help it if only the rich people care about classical music anymore. It's just... they're the ones who want to hear it, and they're the ones who are paying me to play it. And would I love to be doing this in a school? Yes. But the kids don't care. So I'm going to play for the people who do. As you're talking with him, you get the same sense of intensity and desire to do that you got from Van. As if even when the direct stimulus of Freddy's presence is gone, the pathway, the addiction has formed, and they just crave that.
Yeah. I think to sort of talk through what I think I'm feeling is being so torn between wanting to let someone live in this moment that's gratifying for them and understanding that based on our research, there's some presumably nefarious end to which this is set, but not knowing what that is yet and feeling so hesitant to drag someone away from it without really understanding. And having felt that myself both in the moment, but then also having experienced highs and then long periods of no inspiration after them. I don't know that I have anything to say to them right now, but is looking at some of the sort of questions behind or trying to look at this person, is there a pain or exhaustion or a soul that has flown alongside music and now is going somewhere else instead of back to the artist? Is there something that this person doesn't see about themselves that I can see?
Yes, absolutely. No, they seem to be neglecting their physical health. They look as though they are spending all of their time at the keyboard and none of their time eating or sleeping or exercising.
Helix, clarifying question for me.
Yeah.
because I don't know a lot about art history. Have the artists, both the visual and the musicians that you named, I know Mozart's one of them. Does an early death or a premature death, is that something that all these folks have in common?
Not all of them.
All of them
Okay.
early.
Okay.
But
Mozart went a little
generally
off
sort of
the deep end.
maybe troubled.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay, so these aren't all just the Kurt Cobains and the Mozarts.
not necessarily, no, but
There is a pattern.
there is a pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think it's people that ran themselves ragged.
Thorne.
Do any of the guards seem to have an eye on me?
Are you looking for a moment when they don't?
Yeah, I want to.
It comes.
I want to casually see if I'm getting the same attention Gamlen's getting after my run-in with.
So Gamelin's getting attention from Craig Bite's guards, not the house guards.
Gotcha. So house guards.
The house guards, once you followed their instructions, seem to be paying a broad attention. If you're looking for a moment where you're not being observed, it absolutely comes and you notice it.
Cool. I want to slip in that door.
Yeah. You slip into this door and through the bookshelf and find yourself in a much smaller library. One that has leatherback chairs set up in three corners and a sort of table with what you recognize as arcane implements. Candles, a knife, a brush made out of some sort of animal's hair arrayed on the table. In the center of this room, there is a circle that you think is made of pure silver set into the floor. This room, taking a quick glance around the shelves, everything is about magic. Different schools of magic. Your attention is drawn to a section that is definitely about transformational magic, and the last two details. Detail number one, there is a safe in this room. It is sort of behind the table of magical implements, built into the wall, opening up at a 45-degree angle into the room. The final detail, the circle is a nicer version of what you used to transform yourself into a satyr in the first place. You think if you were to try and transform yourself here, you'd have a better shot than anywhere else you've ever had access to.
Sounds like a gamble. Let's do it. I think I immediately forget the investigation. And start. I feel like Thorne has been getting ready for this in the last few times. It's another attempt. Mm-hmm. So I start readying myself to do that.
Great.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about you finding some things in the Winter Witches domain that were going to aid you in this. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're sort of drawing on that additional experience as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
That might have some adverse effects. Yeah.
Great.
Let's do
No. So what I would love from you is, as you're attempting in this tick of the clock to transform yourself, you're going to make a daunting magical check. If you succeed, you get to choose what you turn into. If you fail, I get to choose what you turn into.
Cool.
Daunting is 4 purple. This is going to be using your arcane or whatever other school of magic skill you use to transform.
Primal?
If it's primal, it's primal, yeah.
If you want to use a story point for this.
Ooh. Cool. So yeah, success and
3 threat.
3 threats.
Whoa! What do you change into?
Can't be human.
Remember, I sent you a list of animals that were the options for you that were specifically based on the fact that the winter magic was influencing this.
I was not ready to transform today. I'm so sorry.
We can come back to in a minute. I've got some ideas of what I assume you were going to be changing into, but because there's some dope animals on that list, there's also some real dumb ones.
I think you're going to hate that I pick a dumb one. The beluga whale.
Hold on.
Could we do a song where Thorne is just going over the options?
Can we just do a song with just a list of animals?
So here's the thing: is Thorne is trying to transform into a human, and the magic just goes wrong and doesn't let them do that. So I don't think this is a conscious choice, but it's sort of
it's the player
magic,
picking something.
yeah, as the magic snaps into place, it's better than it could have been.
Great.
We're going to start the third tick of the clock at this party. So each of you will get a chance to take another sort of large action. You can check in with each other prior to the tick starting and communicate, share anything, assuming that you are together, which is not necessarily the case. Who would like to act first in the third tick?
I will. I'll sing my song. Is it time for that or is it not time for that?
Oh, we can absolutely make it.
Never mind. I spoke because I thought that would be a grand idea, but we don't have to do that now.
So connecting up with Freddy and getting that thing going is a great thing. This is a great time for it.
Oh, I thought that was already set up. That's my bad.
There is a stage for you that's ready to go. Greystone got Freddy on board with that. So if you walk over to him and say, "I'm ready to sing," he's definitely going to say yes.
Okay, but I didn't realize there was a specified time for that to occur.
There wasn't, because this is something that no one could possibly have foreseen coming.
Definitely not, least of all me. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well then I can rescind that then, and we can pretend that never happened if that's easier.
I'm saying this is a great time to do it. It's just I'm trying to remember what sort of groundwork we laid for it. So yeah, if you're ready to sing a song, let's.
Well, I sensed hesitation and I just kind of like jumped into the deep end. But if other folks have things to do, it might make sense for somebody else to go first. So I will.
Caitlin has been playing cello during the second tick, correct?
Yes, she has.
Okay. And Thorne, we don't know what Thorne's status is.
Right.
Okay. Being that we have 4 ticks, I think Greystone's going to cash in on that thrill of the hunt mindset and try to intercept Caitlin and essentially set her up. I don't think Greystone thinks he's going to be able to get out of the situation, but someone else might be able to get Caitlin out of there, and he wants to engage her and set her up for that.
Another quick reminder is the place where they're heading on break is where Aubrey is right now. Oh, yeah. And so if you intercept her on the way, then that's like a 1-2 maybe.
I like that.
Oh, yes. And I forgot that the whole reason that we were setting this up is for the distraction for the escape. And that would make no sense to do that now. Got it.
Or maybe now actually is the perfect time if Greystone is following Caitlin back towards the green room where Aubrey is, and like the two of them can sort of tag team try to exfiltrate her.
Yeah. In fact, could we role play that together?
Sure.
Cool. Greystone already knows Caitlin. So, Caitlin, imagine meeting you here. That was the finest cello playing that I've ever heard from you.
Hearing her name shouted, are you grabbing her sort of as she's on the way to the green room, or did you follow her all the way to the back?
I would say she's coming as she's departing from the spotlight. He makes his way up to her. He's familiar enough with her for it to feel comfortable.
Caitlin looks absolutely spent. She played her heart out for the better part of an hour, and some part of her was left behind in the music. She looks at you and doesn't seem to recognize you at first, and then is like this dawning, oh, Greystone? What are you doing here? And you notice that several of the party guests around you have sort of clued in on this interaction, are paying quite a bit of attention to you.
Yeah, I was in the area. I was told that there was going to be some fine performances tonight. I actually ran into Freddy at the country club last night, and imagine my delight seeing you here. I only wish Megan could have seen you playing so wondrously.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit down.
May I accompany you?
She shrugs her shoulders and makes a very non-committal sound.
Caitlin, you seem a little bit worn out. May I at least help you to the green room and fix you up with a plate of refreshments?
Don't bump this on anything, and she'll hand you her cello.
Greystone receives it very gently and kind of makes small talk as much as he can with her on the way to the green room.
The best she can manage is mumbles. She will acknowledge that you've spoken, not really communicate anything in response, as she walks with her crew back towards the green room. So you follow Caitlin and you encounter Aubrey there, looking better? Question mark?
A little better, yeah. Better question mark is absolutely how she's looking. I think I will have maybe opened a big glass door or window to a balcony area that overlooks the garden just to get some fresh air circulating. Even maybe like moved a chair out onto the porch and I'm sitting out there.
Meanwhile, this harpsichord player is finally sitting up, pulling his belongings together so that he can leave, right? He's done at this party. He's not invited to stick around after this. Caitlin and the other members of the string quartet all more or less collapse onto the couches and armchairs that are in this room and are more or less dead to the world.
Does anyone want to get some fresh air? I was doing a demonstration earlier, and it's reassuring me, at least.
Feels nice.
Yeah. There's more chairs out here if you want to sit.
Okay.
There's probably fewer chairs in there because I moved them out here.
Greystone puts the cello in its case very lovingly, gives Caitlin a thumbs up.
I imagine as the two of you are talking, right, there are 4 people who are more or less collapsed in there. I imagine you're focusing most of your attention on Caitlin?
Right now, yeah. Just trying to get her a little bit alone.
Yeah, she's in a very compliant headspace. She'll stand up and walk out onto the balcony and slump down into a chair that's out there.
Cool.
It's a nice garden.
Yeah. A good friend of mine actually works on it. I'm here helping them out.
Huh.
Takes a lot out of him, though, doing it. It's a big garden.
It's hard work. I used to grow vegetables with my mom, but I don't have any room in my apartment for a garden.
Apartment here, or are you from out of town?
She sort of searches her mind. Here. Kind of new to town.
Yeah. Do you like it?
I get to play. I mean, like, really, really, really play. Yes, I like it a lot.
It is hard to keep a garden. At least that's what I found here. Not a lot of space for things to grow.
Hard to keep a garden as a song?
Sure.
When I was young, I planted seeds and watched the carrots grow. The best parts were always hidden down below. My mother, she said, if you work hard every day, you can feed your family and make your way in the world.
But it's hard to grow a garden. It's hard to grow a garden. When I was young, I would wander through the woods. There wasn't space for a garden in my home. I would have grown one if I could. But the thing about gardens is they need care and time. And I wasn't even caring for myself. I was a garden. And I was in decline. Oh, it's hard to grow a garden.
Hard to grow a garden.
Oh, it's hard to grow a garden.
I'd dig the trenches, plant my seeds, all nice in a row. And then I'd water and I'd watch my garden grow. My mother, she would pull aside the weeds and trim the chaff. When I started learning cello, I thought the lines in the ground looked like a staff. It's hard to grow a garden. It's It's hard to grow. It's hard to grow a garden.
It's hard to grow. The care you give to yourself as well. Otherwise, after a spell, there won't be a gardener. They're just an empty lot. And what good is working so hard if you're gone and the world has forgotten? Oh, it's hard to grow a garden. It's hard to grow. It's hard. It's hard.
You said a name a minute ago, she says, turning to Greystone. What was it?
Well, I said your name, and then I mentioned Megan. She misses you.
Lex? Hey, Lex? And she, calling inside to the violinist. Lex, have I talked about Megan? And there's just sort of a from inside.
Can you tell me about Megan? I don't think I know her.
I think she's the strongest person I know. I think she's kind and that I love her. And how did I forget her? Greystone, how did I get here? Like, I remember every step, but then what? None. It doesn't make sense.
And Greystone puts his hand on Caitlin's shoulder. Caitlin, have you ever played the cello so furiously? Have you ever been so in a state of flow as you have been these past few days?
Never.
Is it possible that someone has, or something has just hijacked your love of your art in a way that has overshadowed all other love that you have for anything else? Because the Caitlin I know, back in Crater City, she would never run out on Megan, much less with all of your financial savings.
I did sort of crater our life in Asteroid City, didn't I? I gave it all to Freddy. I gave all of it to Freddy. Maybe it's better if I just stay here and keep playing with Lex and Faye and Don.
I understand that impulse so much. So much. But something I heard once, maybe would be of some use here, is that yes, you are an artist, but you'll be that wherever you are, and staying because of fear or staying... A masterpiece is just that. It's a piece of a whole. There's something that comes after it and something that happens alongside it. If it's not alongside people you care about, and if it's not in a way that is going to let you flourish and grow and be around to take care of things and people and places that mean a lot to you, then it's not the most important piece.
You see her look at you, Aubrey, and look over at Greystone, and look back into the room where her cello is in the case where Greystone placed it. The case open, the wood gleaming in the light. And she leans on the railing of the balcony and just looks out at the garden and is quiet for a minute.
It's a nice garden, but someone paid for it the way you've paid for it.
Let's move over to Thorne or Mara, who'd like to go next.
Well, I'm wondering if Mara's interaction with Freddy can somehow wager back whatever savings Caitlin has lost.
Cool.
Interesting.
If it's like the distraction that happens when you've let everyone go and he realizes he's without no entertainment, and I'm like, well, I can fill in for you, but I've got a fee. Mm-hmm. That's also an alternative path that my brain has thought of as well. But my clarification is, are we doing like hero mission? Let's let all the artists go free, or are we just sticking to our plan?
Oh, I'm hoping to whole banana, you know?
Yeah,
whole banana.
Yeah. So that's why I'm wondering if I'm like, okay, if maybe the song is tick 4, and then this interaction, maybe I do something a little bit different, or maybe I, wait for Thorne and then see what needs to still be done. Because those are my 2 ideas at this point.
Yeah, and we as players know that there's a safe in the room that Thorne last saw in.
Right.
So we have some, as players, we have some idea, and presumably Thorne could inform us that he has found a safe.
So a bit of context as the third tick begins. After the string quartet leaves, there is an opera singer who comes out, and he is just this gorgeous soaring tenor. And as he's singing, acrobats start appearing.
They're here.
They're here. The Akron Acrobats that got so much.
Yes.
They got so much talk earlier. As this man is singing, these acrobats appear first, coming in the service entrance and like running out and around and leaping up onto the table where Baccarat is playing, and some of them vault up on top of this giant sphere. Some of them begin climbing the ladders that slide along the bookcases where all the sort of cascading hanging vines are.
Helix, I would love a description of these acrobats' costumes.
Yeah, what are they wearing?
More fit checks.
The Akron state flag.
My favorite state, the great state of Akron.
You thought we were talking about Akron, Ohio? This is the state of Akron.
The nation state.
So this whole thing is set in spring and is very artistic. I think their outfits look like they could have been designed by Jackson Pollock, and the effect when they are sort of by themselves is, that's dumb. Who would design this? But when they get together and start to form sort of multi-bodied shapes together, the effect is altogether more arresting.
They're an Adobe Creative Cloud banner ad.
Sure. Man,
Sounds amazing.
I've got so many ad blockers on the internet.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. They are incredibly talented, right? They are putting on as good of a performance as anyone else has been in this place, right? They are daring, they are fluid, and they make things look easy that you know to be incredibly difficult, right? One of them is sort of hanging horizontally off of one of the bookshelf ladders as another grabs the bottom and sort of slides them across, and they're just flag pulling off of it the entire way across, not even appearing to break a sweat. As they hit the middle, another acrobat launches out from sort of the hidden place that Thorne explored earlier and skids along the top of this glass sphere, timing it perfectly so that they hit the sphere just as the metal iris opens up and complete their tumbling dive into a sort of net that is formed by the arms of their compatriots. These folks are putting on a heck of a show, and someone is singing almost as well, Mara, as you think you could.
Okay, good to know.
Do you want to interact with Freddy or someone else at this point?
Ooh, well, can I ask Table Talk to Thorne, do you think you will need any assistance in your current state? Should I wait to spend my action until after you've done whatever you need to do?
Is your hour gonna line up with... It's gonna intercept.
Yeah, well, I need to do some...
So here's what I'll say. Because Mara doesn't know what's going on with Thorne,
right.
What she sees as this incredibly over-the-top performance is happening is Freddy grabs a small group of people. He grabs Sam, the 7'6" tall man. He grabs a woman in a smart pantsuit. That is
Poppy Bracco?
It is not Poppy Bracco. Is not someone who you recognize.
Oh, okay.
Black pantsuit. Looks very simple but incredibly well made. And someone who is wearing sort of a flowy jumpsuit dress situation where it looks like they could move incredibly freely.
Cute.
It's flowy. It's in earth tones that sort of tend towards brown, but have bits of green and have bits of sort of ochre in it as well. So Freddy grabs the three of them and they start heading towards the hidden door that I'm not sure if Mara knows if Thorne is inside of it, but they start heading towards that door.
But I do have the note that says, like...
Beneath inspiration lies the door.
That's where they're heading. Would it be worth trying to go with that group? Or follow them? Or... Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
I'll just see if I can, like slink over and either have Freddy spot me and include me, if I think that would be a good use of time, or not be seen.
Do we have constant telecommunication through you? The mental...
I think it's if I can
line of
see
sight.
you, right?
Yeah.
Then we can do charades.
Yeah, we can do charades.
And also, you know that Greystone knows Sam, and Sam would have seen you arrive with Greystone, so you do have some social connection there.
Yes, true. Okay. And so they're at the Rothko. Are they going into the door?
They're heading that direction, and there's really nothing else there that they could be heading towards,
Right.
I think, aside from just maybe
looking at the
privacy
Rothko.
or looking at the Rothko.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will walk over there as if I'm trying to admire the Rothko a little bit closer.
Freddy, as he sort of approaches this door, sees you there. Oh, Mar, I was really hoping to talk to you in a little bit. Could I like grab you in half an hour or so?
Oh, hi, Freddy. I'm free now.
Well, I'm talking with some associates right now.
Okay.
Sorry, we're just gonna talk some business for a minute, and then I'll talk to you after.
Are you saying I can't handle a business conversation after all these years? I promise I'll just be a fly on the wall. You won't even know I'm here. It'll be easy for you. I know you're running things right now. Really, I'm admiring the Rothko. It's gorgeous. I can just wait right here.
You can wait right there. And he is going to push the hidden door open in full sight of you.
Okay.
Most of the party is not noticing this, right? They're sort of focused on the acrobats. He's going to push the door open, and you see just for a second into this smaller, darker room that seems to be candlelit. And the four of them proceed inside.
Okay, I'm gonna wait. Did he do anything besides just push open the door?
Just pushed it.
Cool, that's really fun. I'm gonna wait for it to close, maybe count to 5 Mississippi, and then go in there after them.
With the doors open, and before it does, you hear Mara in your head.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah, I'm gonna give a little bit of breathing room for them if it's candlelit, so that I can maybe slink in, and they've moved down whatever corridor.
Oh, there's no corridor. It's like a single room.
So they will see Thorne right as they walk in?
Well,
Thorne sees them.
so in tick number 2, let's just hop over to Thorne. This seems like a good time for it. In tick number 2, Thorne completed a ritual. I'm curious to hear, A, what the ritual is like and what it feels like for Thorne to transform. And then I really want to know what Thorne transformed into.
One of the essential steps of the ritual is to speak in free verse. It's not slam poetry, but it comes from the heart. If you know, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So Thorne does that. It's great.
Oh, no, my friend.
They set up on the floor. They get like all the stuff set up. Also, it's like at this point fully not caring about the mission that we came here for.
Right.
Got personal.
we have 2 people now signaling for a song.
How to do a sick ritual? How to do a sick ritual? It could be instructional. It could be haunted. It could be free verse. I just want to know how to do a sick ritual.
your little words. Assemble them in front of you. Understand a thing or two. My little friend, if you want to do a ritual, then you must follow these very specific steps.
'Cause it's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick. It's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick.
Then you open your mouth. You wait for the words to come flowing out. The very first thing that you say is what you'll turn into. Unless you do it wrong. And then who knows?
'Cause it's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick. It's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick.
So I opened my mouth, and the first thing that came out, Emperor Penguin. Unfortunately, I got really, really small.
He didn't turn into an emperor.
Not at all. In fact, I became a stoat,
Hell yeah.
and now I'm really, really shoat.
What's a stoat?
It's a miniature mustelid with little teeth and sharp, sharp claws. It's got a real long body.
Real long body.
Really long body. Wiggly body. Wiggly, wiggly, wiggly body. It's like a ferret, but it eats rabbits.
Snake with claws.
A ferret with spots.
Like a pine marten, kind of, I think.
Like a mink. Draped around the shoulders of a monarch.
Or around the shoulders of a lady in a painting.
Like a fancy weasel.
Oh, one of those.
I bet you're wondering how I got in this situation.
Record scratch.
Because it's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick. It's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick. It's not just a magic trick. It's not just a magic trick. It's not just a magic trick. This ritual is sick.
Mara, I'm a stoat.
And so, Thorne's curiosity and thirst to transform themselves has morphed them into a diminutive mustelid. Will this prevent our private eyes from completing their mission? Find out next time on RPG Major. Thanks for listening, everyone. Reminder, over in our Discord, you can take part in our weekly song drawing. Submit an idea for a song, whether it's something in-world or just something you'd like to hear a song about, and every week we'll choose one of them to improvise a song about next time we get together. It's going to take a couple weeks before these start coming out because we record kind of infrequently, but submit your ideas now, and maybe you'll hear us singing a real dumb song about it soon. Inspector Greystone was played by our special guest, Seattle improviser Jeffrey Kranz. Find his comedic shenanigans on Instagram at Jeffrey_the_red. Mara Vertere is played by Lauren Drake. If you're listening to these as we release them, look for her in a production of Snowed In at Arts West this holiday season. You can also find her performing with musical improv team We Have Some Notes or on socials at La La Drake. Aubrey Stump is played by Camilla Franklin. You can find her performing as part of musical improv team Fancy Cafeteria, and on Instagram at Camillastrator. Camilla also creates all the art and visual design for the show. Thorne is played by AJ Krumley. You can find them performing in Seattle at Comedy Sports and with Crooked Street Theatrics and Productions. They're on Instagram at Major Fraser. All music for this arc of RPG Major was created live in the room by Noah Samuels. You can find him on Instagram at Samuels_Noah, and I'm Helix. Find me performing with Jet City Improv and musical improv team We Have Some Notes. Connect with me and the cast of the show on social media at RPG Major or on our Discord. We'll see you next time.
Acknowledging Tahini disrupts the noble silence.
I got kicked out of a monastery once for acknowledging Tahini.
I never hit stop, so it's all it's all there in the background.
Then you know all my cool stories, my cool monastery stories.
Getting kicked out of a monastery.
From when I acknowledged the Tahini.
Yeah, but that is absolutely never making it in because you were chewing also.
I don't want anyone else to have to acknowledge the Tahini.
Helix here in the editing bay. One of these days I'll learn not to say, that's definitely not making it in. Not today!
What's our topic? Cars still?
Sure. I like a Hyundai. Their quality is good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get in a wreck, go ahead and crack that hood. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're made of metal and sometimes their paneling is wood.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got my learner's permit. I'll take the test if I could.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I drive with the top down. I don't want to look good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wanna take the bus. I won't, but I probably should.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, great.
That's fun.
nice.
I like that one.
I like the affirmation of the yes.
Yeah, it's so good.
All right, phones on silent, everyone, please. AJ, would you mind sliding that curtain closed?
Yeah.
Camilla, would you mind? Actually, AJ, would you also mind doing the other one since you're tall?
I am too short to do helpful things.
You might be able to reach it. I'm not sure of the geometry.
It's unclear.